Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and I am going to try my very best to get these two videos up today that I have been promising you guys. I know it has just been a rough week. I have had a lot of trouble with my migraines. I have been having some chronic migraines, and I've been taking medicine, and early this morning, I had to go get a shot, so I'm going to try to get this video up while the shot is still in my system so I can think a little bit. But just in case that I don't get all the measurements said correctly on here, I will have all of those measurements and everything over on my blog. That link will be directly below. And thank you, all of you, for messaging me, sending me private messages, messaging me through YouTube, everything about asking where I am and am I okay. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate being missed. I miss you guys a lot. Even though it's like I'm just talking to the camera, I still know that sometime after a while, tonight, tomorrow, that you guys will be watching. So let's get on with this tutorial before my shot wears off. This is the little storage container that I'm going to be making. These are not hard at all. It's going to hold those little boxes that we did the other day. It's going to be very, very simple. Now, let me say this right here. If someone else out there has made this box, I have no clue if they have or not. I don't have time to watch YouTube videos, so I don't see if anybody else makes something. I came up with all of these measurements myself, so I didn't copy anybody. I didn't copy anybody's measurements down. So this is mine. You can have it if you want. You can do a YouTube video on it if you want. That is what I do this for. I do this so that I can teach you guys. I do not do this for the money because, believe me, you don't make anything on YouTube. But I do this to teach you guys so that maybe I'll be just a little bit of an inspiration to you. And hopefully I am. So with that being said, let's get on into the project. So I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to set the other one right here on the top of this one. We'll glue them together. So you're going to start out first with a piece of cardstock that is 12 by 12, and I'm going to use black. You can use whatever color you want. You can decorate it up. You can do anything with it. So you're going to score at 1/2, at 4.5, at 7.5, and at 11.5. Now that's going to be your scoring on here. You don't score the other way at all. Okay, now you're going to need two pieces that are 3 inches by 12 inches. And you're going to put these right at the end. Our score lines are going this way. We're going to glue these right at the end here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use, if I can get a hold of it, I am going to use these construction strips. I'm going to put this right here and glue these to the end. And I think I'm going to flip this over, put it right here. So let's see. And you know, I have shown you before how to do construction strips. You can do it this way, or you can add about 1/2 inch on and just lap your paper over, you know, like we've shown before, and do it that way. I like to do it this way because it gives me a little bit more sturdiness in my paper. Alright, so you're going to start right at the end, and you're going to make sure that you put this right up to the edge of that chipboard. Don't go over it and don't go back, because this needs to be a straight line, just as straight as you can get it. Remember, our score lines are running this way. So that's the end that you want to glue it on. Then you're going to take that off, the other backing off, and you're going to butt this piece of paper right up against that other one, just as close as you can get it, and as even as you can get it. And it's a little bit harder than doing chipboard because you can't really feel that paper under there, but you can do it. Just take your time and put it together. Alright, we're going to flip it over. So we're going to do another one. We're going to put another one on this end. And you're just doing the opposite ends. All we're doing basically is we're making this paper longer. We need a longer sheet in order to make that. So see, we've got one down here. And I see how I've got that little ripple there, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm gonna go forth. It will be fine. Try to get this one a little bit straighter. Okay, so just bring it right up to the edge. And then lay that down just like that. Okay. And I'll just go back and kind of reinforce it a little bit. There we go. Now we need to score these pieces just like we did that other. So all you're going to do is lay this up on your scoreboard. And you're going to score again at 1/2, and it should come right down to meet that, and it does. At 4.5, and it comes right to meet it. At 7.5, and at 11.5, just like that. And then flip it around and do the other end the same way. So we've got that 1/2, whoops, 4.5. When you go over that little bump there, it tries to go every which way. There we go. 7.5, and then 11.5. There we go. Got our scoring in. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do some folding. Let's see which way I'm going to fold this. I want to fold these in on that line where I put them together. I want to fold that in. And the reason I do, I want this to be my outside so that it has that nice cover on it. If you fold it the other way, you're going to have a raw edge there. So I'm going to fold that in. And you can make any length shelves just like this. Just keep adding your paper on. You don't have a larger paper, just make your paper larger. Okay, and so we can kind of straighten it up here where I got that off just a little bit. We can straighten it here, hopefully. There we go. Alrighty, that looks good. This is going to be our inside here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to fold these over. Just make sure that you take your bone folder and go over that really well to reinforce that score line. It's going to mean the difference. Okay, I popped that loose right there when I was trying to fold it, so all I'm going to do is put some glue down. And if you don't watch it in that area, you'll pop it loose. Even though I've got a really good score tape, sometimes if you're not being careful, you will pop it loose when you try to fold. So I just put some of my art glitter glue there, folded it back over. And see, when you get to those little areas, just take it easy with them. Part of that is going to be cut away anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it, but just want to make sure I get it up there. Whoops. Dragging lace everywhere. Alright, let's go ahead and fold this over on that score line. Now I'm going to try to show you every step of this. So this video may be a little bit longer than normal, but I wanted to show you the steps and not cut anything out, because it's very important on some of this that you get it scored correctly and folded correctly and that kind of thing. So hopefully that will be okay with you to have a little bit longer video. Alright, so that's what we've got. Got all that folded up. Now we need to cut a little bit. So you want to cut away one of these. So cut away either this one or this one. Don't cut both of them away. And it doesn't matter which one you choose. and then cut right up to where we put that together, and then just kind of angle that off like that. See what we did? Kind of angled it. And then we're going to go down to the other end. We're going to do the same thing. And I'm going to cut this one away since this is the one that I kind of patched up a little bit. Okay. Just like that. Then you want to cut up on these. Now cut up just to that score line, or just to where we put that together. Don't cut past it. Okay, and then you want right here where you put this together and you've got this little piece, you want to kind of do a V out of that. So let's just go right down to that score line there, and then right to that line there. And then just take that little piece out. So we made a V there like that. Okay. And you want to do the same thing on the other end. Same as we did there. Now we want to reinforce this. So we've got some chipboard. And this piece is cut at 2 7/8 by 11 7/8. We're going to put that right in the middle there. Just make sure you don't go over your score lines. And just lay that down. Okay, and then we have two pieces that are cut at 3 7/8 by 11 7/8, and they're going to go here and here. Again, make sure that you don't go over your score lines, and then just lay that down. So see, I don't have to cover my chipboard when I use black and black paper. Now this is going to be our fold over for our chipboard. So all we're going to do is just do like we do on all of our mini albums. We're just going to run our bone folder along there. Break those fibers down so that that will fold up well. Okay. Then I'm going to run some 1/4 inch score tape along here, because that's what we're going to lay that down with. Now you can go ahead and peel this and stick this down. You don't have to wait till you put it together. So we're going to lay that over. Then you can do your other end the same way. Okay, now we're ready to bring this up and put it together and make our shelf. Now, on the end you have a small piece here, and then you have two pieces that are a little bit larger. So you're going to bring one of the ends up, the center up, and then this one over. Going to match them up just like that, and then glue it together. When you're gluing together, just make sure you match up all your edges. Go in there with your bone folder. And that's that end. And you're going to do the other end the same way. Put this one, the flap in first. Then put this one up and then that one over. So there are your two ends. There and there. Nice and sturdy, but we're going to go ahead and put a piece of chipboard down in here too, since we're going to stack these. You don't want it to collapse. So this piece of chipboard is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, and we're just going to slide it down in there. Years ago I made boxes like this all the time. Okay, now let's put one in this end. There we go. Now we can fold this in. And there, I think it's going to fold just fine. And then go ahead and put your glue on the other end and do the same thing. So there you go, there is your container, but we're going to put some dividers in it like I did here. And the reason we're going to do that is because when we stack these, we don't want the front part, if we put something heavy in the top, we don't want this front part to collapse. So our dividers are the same size as the ends. They're 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And I've cut 2 of them, and then we're going to use some construction strips on each side to put these in there. So just cut your construction strips. And I know my hands look filthy. I have been fooling with this black paper and black chipboard all morning. Sometimes if you've got lotion on your hands, it will stain them a little bit. Now just pull the backing of the score tape off of one side, and you want to put this right on the edge on the long side. Turn it around, do one on this side as well. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing over here. And what this is going to do is make sure it doesn't slide one way or the other. It's going to be stationary once we get it in there. And yes, I'm sure a lot of people out there are going to say, well, just hot glue it. You could hot glue it, but I don't think it would stay for a long period of time. If it got a little pressure on it, it would end up sliding. But this score tape is going to hold it in place. Now we're going to do the same thing for this piece, and then we'll put them in. Okay, we have those done, and now what we're going to do, we're going to slide our little boxes in there, and then we're going to slide this in just like that, and that's where we're going to glue it down. And if we put this one here, that way we're going to be able to get 5 in here. So I'm going to straighten this up. I'm going to take my backing off. Then while I'm kind of holding that down, just slide that back in there. And then just squish it together to hold it down. Take your boxes out and then press that down. And there's one of your dividers in. Then we're going to put these in here. Do the same thing. Slide that in beside your boxes. Press down on the top and the bottom, and then press them down. There you go. So there are your two dividers. Now all I have to do is glue them together. So to glue them together, I'm going to use some score tape. Alright, and then just sit one on top of the other, matching up the ends and the edges. And then just press them together. And there you go. You have your containers. And you can put tons and tons of little boxes in here. This should hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This should hold 10 right here. And then you've got your top for other storage if you want to. Now you can decorate these up any way that you want. I'm just going to leave mine black because they go with the back part of my desk is black. But that's it. You can just keep stacking these up if you want. Add them this way. It doesn't matter. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.